I'm a Gen Z with an incredible gaming addiction, which means I have a lot of disposable income, right? Right? Well, according to Diablo Immortal, I do. This time sink of a product has a very annoying mini game called the campaign right in the middle of it, which stops me from spending all of my money in the cash shop. How inconsiderate of the developers. I mean, God, what is this? A AAA game? Hey guys, it's Rage. I'm an MMORPG content creator that likes to check out the latest MMORPG games, and this one is no exception. Hit the like button or subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Ring the bell to be notified of my next upload. And as always, a massive thank you to my Patreon subscribers. More on how you can support at the end of this video. Let us begin where every player of Diablo Immortal begins. The intro screen. The intro screen is actually quite cool. You're greeted by this big, horned monster guy, who I can only assume is Diablo, and alongside it, this orchestra music that sounds really, really cool. Considering this is a mobile game that's been ported over to the PC, didn't expect that. If I had this blaring from my mobile, I think I might actually shit myself a little bit. Character creation in this game is exceptional, kind of, a little bit. Like they were getting there. They went there really, really quickly, and then they just kind of, I don't know. Let's dig into it. So when you actually picked a class on Diablo Immortal, you have the barbarians, the warlock guys, the mages, or the necromancers, the mages, the wizards, whatever you want to call it, whichever game. I mean, each game uses a different kind of name. Run with it. Every single time you click on a new class, you are basically introed to the class with this really cool animated cutscene. Like, it is not something to shy about. Like, it's very, very cool. And not only that, but depending on whether you click a male or female character, you have a completely different animated cutscene to see. I think that's really, really cool. I've never, ever seen that before in any of the games I've ever played. It's always been the same kind of animated intro screen for each of the classes, but no, they're actually split, and they have like a little story as you kind of click them. So I actually went through each one to see what they were doing, but unfortunately that's kind of where the awe went. It was great, and then just sort of dogpiled straight down, and I'm not sure why. There are presets when it comes to character creation. First and foremost, you can pick between 3 different heads, shall we say, which are presets in itself. From there, you'd think you'd be able to choose from an array of different hairstyles that were available on the other presets. No, you can only choose 4, which is very weird. Never mind. Let's choose hair color. This game gives you a complete selection of hair colors in custom color, which is great. So I naturally picked red, but hold on a second. What the hell is this? Yeah, that's duller than my storytelling. I mean, it seems like the developers kind of forgot to add in red pigment into this game. I don't know if it's a dev thing where red's hard to replicate in the game, but yeah, every other color was great. Purple, pink, blue, green, yellow, turquoise, can't think of any more colors. Everything else was vibrant. It had a lot of hue. It was great, but for some reason red wasn't, and I take that as a personal attack. Bit rude, Diablo, come on. But looking past the shadiness that they did to red hair, you could change pretty much everything else about your character's face. And I mean, like, actually in depth. Okay, fine, there was only 2 or 3 sliders per feature, I guess. But per feature, like your chin, you had your actual chin and then you had your chin tip. Please tell me what a chin tip is, because I have no idea. You can make your character as ugly or as beautiful or as realistic as you want it to be, and I actually really like the fact that I can make a character that looked really feminine but still had a prominent jawline, because we like representation in video games. Thanks for that. And I went straight into the game. This game is actually voice acted.
This This is it. The dock for Wortham. God, that whole village has gone to hell. You sure I can't take you someplace else?
And I don't mean just the NPCs are voice acted. I mean your actual character is voice acted.
You could, but you won't. Wortham is beyond the forest, I take it?
Aye. Follow the road and be on your guard. Unfortunate things happen to travelers in that forest.
Do not concern yourself over my fate. Death and I are old friends.
But you know, one thing I was really upset about? You cannot see my character. You cannot see my character's face. You can literally just see the back of her hair. Oh my god, devastated. I'd spent all that time creating a character about the way that she looked, about her size of her jaw, about her chin tip, and you couldn't see any of it? Why do me like that? Why? Dirty. That's what you did, me dirty. Standard movement controls, WASD to move, apparently brand new to Diablo Immortal, but you can also click the screen to move about. Takes a bit of getting used to. I don't like it. I didn't use it, so off we pop. The monsters in this game, really cool. Considering this is an isometric, I guess, game, there is a lot of visual detail in these monsters. The way that they're animated, they rise from the ground. There's a disruption of dirt on the floor and then pops up this army of horde. The art design, I love it so much. The art design is very kind of cartoony, but also has immense detail. I wouldn't go as far as saying cel shaded, but it does look visually stunning. Accompanying the visuals of this game, you also have the music, which is very, very fitting. Honestly, the music in this game is amazing. The visuals in this game is amazing. The fact that the NPCs and your character is voice acted is amazing. And every single NPC character that you seem to come across has purpose, has a backstory. The first big bad NPC we're greeted by is Escara, who summons this big, glooby, jelly, big belly boy with spiky horns. And he looks absolutely terrifying, but fortunately for us, he walks like Mr. Blobby, and you can get quite a lot of space from him, which I did. I swung my little scythe around, and I just set my Scully boys on him, to be honest. Still got hit many times, but yeah, it was quite a fun fight. It wasn't a hollow boss fight, and this is something that I found throughout playing Diablo Immortal, is that the game doesn't just throw a boss on you and be like, yo, hit this until it's dead. It actually gives you some sort of mechanics to follow that's easy to pick up once you've been hit once or twice and you've seen the rotation of the boss, but it adds value to the boss fight. It's not a stand there and smack your stick at a boss until it dies type thing. The actual selection for the skills is very, very vast. You unlock different skills and different like spells as you level up, obviously, and each of these skills has its own animation alongside it, which is really, really cool. I noticed that I can't actually access a lot of the settings in the tutorial mode. I have to wait until after I've killed the first boss in order to turn my my game into windowed mode, which I mean, in this day and age, it's a bit weird. I couldn't access the full array of settings until I killed the first boss. A little bit odd. That, I'm not gonna lie, that put me off a little bit. I continue forward on my adventure, my quest to save Wortham and understand what evil has bestowed itself upon this simple town, and I greet more monsters, this time little spiders within the realms of the wood deep inside Wortham. I also take on the wrath of these Red Riding Hood werewolves, which look very evil and very scary, as well as these wormy things. Very wiggly wormies. I see a chest. I open it. I get some goodies. The collection of items within this game really reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. You know, as you were playing Ratchet and Clank, you go around and you kind of like suck up bolts, and it's got that like, oh, that dopamine as you're like sucking up the loot. That's what this game reminds me of, like, straight away. I face another boss, the evil acolyte of domination, another red-hooded boy that seems to be sucking the souls directly from the innocents that he has slewed up on his crosses. He's actually quite a fun boss to play against. Seems like he has 3 kind of levels of health, I guess, and tends to replicate or duplicate himself multiple times in order to spread the AoE damage. This is what I mean by the thought process that went into bosses. It's not like you stand there, smash your buttons, and just hope he dies before your health depletes. It's actually a thought out boss design with mechanics that duplicate and replicate in a succession, and seems to have a P1, P2, P3, which reminds me a lot of raiding within World of Warcraft. Which, you know what? For a mobile game, I don't mind. I actually think this is quite intricate, quite detailed for a mobile game. It really, really impressed me. We save Corin, who is the blacksmith, and he says that we can have access to his services. If we get him out of the cave, which we do. We take Corin safely back to Wortham, and he explains to us how we can salvage items and weapons and improve our armor and weapons. No cash shop yet, no, but a very, very simple and easy to understand salvage resource mechanic. So you salvage any items that you don't need, and in turn you get resources. Fuck me. Resources. Oh my goodness. Resources that you can put back into any armors and weapons that you so please. Boom! Hello from the depths of hell. My name is Scarn, and I'm the antagonist for this entire game. Hello, nice to meet you. Quite conveniently, as soon as you've saved Wortham, you get introduced to Scarn. When he disappears, everyone is cowering except for this very hard-working blacksmith that's determined to continue his work despite the evil demon that spawned from literally the ground. No fear, blacksmith is here. The game tells you to go to the local chapel where you see this old, bold man standing there cowering over. And he says, "Remain calm, everybody. We are not bereft of hope yet." That's not what he sounds like. This is what he sounds like. There you go. I'll save you guys my voice acting. "Remain calm, everyone. We are..." No, I'm just kidding. Here you go.
Remain calm, everyone. We are not bereft of hope yet.
It gives you a little bit of lore about how this stone managed to rip through the earth and control everything, and then it got shattered, and now everyone's kind of running around trying to get bits of stones for themselves so that they can be the mighty stone holders and take over the world. And that's kind of the gist of it for this game, and that's what he explains to you in a roundabout way. Continue on to kill more wood, some wolves, and some spiders. We unlock more skills, progress up more levels, unlock more spells, progress more levels, unlock more spells, and progress more levels. At this point, I'd only been playing for about 40 minutes and I was already level 9. Slightly worrying. I understand this is a free-to-play game, but the level cap is 60, and I'm at level 9, 40 minutes in. 40 minutes in. We kill Iskara, and obviously there is another boss that spawns in her place. Ifris, the Destroyer. Again, a very fun little boss fight. Multiple different mechanics to take on. We win, obviously, and we step through a portal. We go back to the lovely blacksmith back in Wortham. We salvage all of our material, all of our armor for materials that we don't actually know what it's for yet. The game's not actually really told us. It's told us the mechanic of salvaging, but not necessarily how to improve items just yet. But wait! There's something in the store to show you how. Are you ready to see? Once you tell the old bald man that you've killed some dude, go back to him, he says, well done, tells you about a scroll that begins the next quest, but the most important thing is you get a pop-up that says, well done, hero, you saved Wortham. Continue on for more glory and more rewards. And you're thinking, oh boy, look at all these shiny things I can get if I carry on playing the game. Isn't this amazing? The game's gonna reward me for playing the game for free. Look at this, a free game. I get all this content for free. This is amazing. I can fight terrifying evils. I can level up in game power. I can reap valuable rewards. Isn't this such a great game? And then the shop unlocks. And then you see everything. And yeah. Kinda goes downhill from there. Remember me saying that you're actually unaware of how to upgrade your armor until a certain point in the shop? Well, funny enough, the battle pass actually tells you how to upgrade your weapons and your armor. The battle pass is simple. Play the game, do activities, complete the activities, earn experience, level the battle pass, get rewards along the way. One of the activities is to upgrade your armor. So you do so using the blacksmith and you get rewarded with experience, and then you can see the lovely world of the battle pass. I don't mind battle passes. Apex Legends specifically has an amazing battle pass system and I love it. Haven't frequently bought it, not really my thing, but every now and then, I'll try it, I'll give it a go, and I like it. There's two different variants for the Battle Pass. There's a free version, and there's a paid version. And if you don't reach the end of the Battle Pass within the 30-day season, because the Battle Pass only lasts for 30 days, which is actually like the 66.6% shorter than the Apex Legends Battle Pass, but hey-ho, you can actually pay your way to the very end, which, you know, isn't bad, right? Right? But hey, who needs to expedite your Battle Pass experience when the guide can actually tell you exactly what to do, where to do it, and it will even take you there automatically using navigation, which I didn't know, but it completely takes control of your character and navigates you to the quest area. It might as well kill the NPCs for you. No, you know what? It might as well tell you a story of how you could play a game and then just give you the experience anyway, because I mean, what's the point? I mean, who would actually want to play the game when there's the cash shop? So let's check it out. I'll begin by saying that the cash shop is almost unavoidable because there are very, very annoying red notifications right on your screen. Now, if you're someone who has about 1,000 unread emails or about 100 unread messages on your iPhone and you have the annoying notification box and you've managed to avoid it for years, then this shouldn't bother you. But as someone who absolutely hates when someone sends me a friend request on Discord because there is a very annoying red notification button and I cannot get rid of it, this bugged the absolute living out of me. Please never send me a friend request on Discord. You get rewards for doing the very bare minimum, it seems. One, for creating an account. Good job. And also for downloading the game. Congratulations! You've made a terrible mistake. You also get free daily rewards. So you log in and you get a chest for free. Pretty tame. That's kind of how mobile games work. You want to reward the user on loyalty. I've played plenty of games that have this system. I don't mind. Free goodies for me. I'll log in. Who cares? And I mean, now that you're accepting all of the rewards for free, you might as well check out the paid for things, right? I mean, you're already here. You can't reclaim the free rewards without visiting the shop. And I mean, you're here, you might as well have a look. Interestingly, on the featured page, right slap bang in the middle, you can see a beginner's pack and you think, oh, I'm a beginner. This should be for me. This is my pack. 89p will give you 60 orbs and a cosmetic for a scythe, which interestingly, the description for it says that you would have gotten this for saving Wortham, except no, you don't. It's behind a paywall. So this is what you could have had and can have if you spend 89 pence. And you think, well, what the hell? Yeah, sure, it's just 89p, whatever. Until you go into the currency tab and see that for 89 pence you could get 60 gems anyways. So where the heck is this 800% extra value come from? The cosmetic that you should have already gotten for completing the quest in the tutorial? I mean, it's 89 pence. I mean, what's 89 pence gonna get you? Not a lot. The cash shop has many different places to spend your life savings. There's cosmetics, overall armor, which looks really, really sick, but you can spend upwards of £25 just on one single set, and it's not account bound, it's character bound. You can have 6 characters in this game. You also have platinum, which is like an in-game currency that you can get by spending real money. So this is separate to gems, which is store-only currency, and separate to gold, which is in-game currency. You have this platinum, which is kind of just sort of floating in the middle. You also see eternal legendary crests. You, at this time, have no idea what it's for. It just says that it's a powerful item when opening an Elder Rift to add 2 modifiers to the rift. What is the rift? What is a modifier? You have absolutely no clue. But wait, don't worry, Old Man Jenkins, he will explain it to you. A very cringy in-game explanation about what the Elder Rift is what actually greets you a couple of levels up from now. The game tried to do its very best to explain this loot box system to you, which essentially is an extremely, extremely easy mythic keystone from World of Warcraft with a timer, except the more you pay, the more rewards you get at the end. And technically this isn't a loot box because it apparently has a skill that the user needs in order to unlock the loot at the end, which comes from this timer, but the timer is incredibly long, and if you die in this dungeon you just respawn. There's no penalty whatsoever. You don't even lose your paid for crests. They're just there. They're not going anywhere. If you're shit, you still get your loot. It's tragic. Because of this really blatant loot box system, this game has actually been banned in the Netherlands and Belgium. There are people who have been watching me play Diablo Immortal on Twitch this week who have it banned in their country, and they can't even play the game even if they wanted to, which is crazy to me, because usually games like this are banned in certain areas far, far away from the United Kingdom, but Belgium and Netherlands are literally quite next door. It is clear as day what this game is trying to do. It's trying to monopolize on a certain type of user that literally cannot help but get sucked into a game and have microtransactions. It starts off really, really, really small and just sort of snowballs very, very quickly. Packs go from 89p to £5 to £8 to a tenner, and it's just so many different ways to spend money in this game. You've got the Battle Pass, which is the 30-day long season thing. You've got the Boon of Plenty, which is like a membership type thing, which you think that you get login daily rewards for, but in fact, if you don't keep up the consecutive daily logins, then you don't get the loot. It's very shady. And honestly, I would like to direct you to another YouTuber's video that expands very, very, very well on this whole microtransaction era of the game. His name is Josh Dreyfus. I will link his video here if you want more on that. But it's clear as day what this game is trying to do, and it is such a shame because I want to emphasize on how good this game actually is pre-level 40. I have put nearly 7-8 hours into this game, and I loved every single second. I do not like isometric games. I just don't. Not my kind of thing. I don't like point and click adventures either. Just not my thing. But there's something about Diablo Immortal that I love. The music, the sound effects, the animation, the character development, the story. I'm actually interested and involved. There's voice acting that keeps me engaged. I love everything about it. One boss that stood out almost immediately to me is a boss that you can see underneath the floor. I've never seen anything like that, ever. Oh my god, that thing is... Freaking scary, dude. Does he follow me around? Oh my god. Okay, I don't like that. And it was so chilling, so exciting. And I remember saying, I don't want to kill that. Next thing you know, he pops up like, hiya. Hello. Anybody home? Oh, fuck me. Boss fight. This game is exceptionally enjoyable, and I encourage everyone to give it a chance on these two conditions. One, you do not have a previous history of engaging in microtransactions in any way. Or two, you do not have an addictive personality. I wouldn't want to have it on my conscience that someone like that has become addicted to the game through me advising them to try it out and then have spent a heck ton of money on this game, because this type of game development is awful and it should not be encouraged. Mobile games, it's been there for years. We've had Candy Crush, which has been the absolute bane of mobile gaming. I don't want you spending your life's money on this. The reason why this game has had such negative press, and it's such a shame, is because of the pay-to-win element. You can do something crazy like 6 months worth of free-to-play game in about 3 minutes. Asmongold actually put in $22, I think, worth of crests into the Elder Rift and got an insane amount of loot compared to if you just went in with no crests. It was just absolutely a waste of time. The acceleration of progress that a player actually has when they put a lot of money into this game is insane. And apparently it's incredibly addictive. Once you pay that first sort of 89 pence, £1.50, whatever it is, you just start to funnel yourself down into this never-ending revenue where you're just like, here you go, Blizzard, have my credit card. So I'll leave you with my final thoughts. Diablo Immortal is an incredible game. From the mechanics, to the game design, to the sound design, everything in this game, gameplay-wise, is exceptional, and the experience is incredible. It's just such a shame it's been tarnished by greed and absolutely ruined because of very greedy individuals. Play this game at your own risk. If you're the type of person with an addictive personality, I discourage you from even installing it. But if you do have self-control, then maybe try it out. It is free to play at the end of the day, and what the game does offer you before it becomes a grind is very, very enjoyable. Give it a go, see what you think, and let me know. Before I go, I have one final thing to say. This might be really obvious by now, but I just want to say it just in case. I absolutely 100% do not agree with pay-to-win games. I think it ruins the gaming economy, and I do not want other game developers seeing this as a great revenue source and duplicating it in future games. It will ruin gaming, and I want it to stay as far away from PC gaming and console gaming as physically possible. However, I really like free-to-play games, and I've grown up with pay-to-win all around me. When I was a kid, I grew up in a council house. My mum was a single mother and we barely had enough money to get by. I had to play games that was free or kind of bunk WoW subscription off of my older sister. Free-to-play games is something that I've always been around. Microtransactions is something I've always been around. And it's always been a luxury to buy things from a game that I very rarely was able to experience. So maybe that gives me a different perspective. Maybe I'm numb to the effects of pay to win because it just doesn't affect me. It's not something I've been able to dabble in, and because of that, it's not something I ever have dabbled in and not something I ever will dabble in. So my opinion and my view might be completely different to yours. And you know what? That's okay. As long as I'm not spreading my opinion as fact, because then it would be fraudulent, then it's completely acceptable. Please do let me know what your thoughts are of Diablo Immortal down in the comments if you haven't already. And be sure to keep an open mind and remember that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. We are all in this gaming community together, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we look after one another and treat each other with true respect. I believe that together we can show developers like Blizzard that microtransactions aren't welcome in this community, not by ostracizing the game and the players who play it, but by appreciating the developer's work whilst avoiding pay-to-win in-app purchases. Thank you very much for watching, and a massive thank you to my Patreons who make videos like these possible. You can support from £1 a month by clicking the link in the description below. Check out my Twitch and Twitter at RageDarling, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! You say bye-bye? Bye! You good girl. You're a good girl. Me pull? Can I pull? Oh, okay. I'm gonna lie down.